My name is Stephanie Dixon-Daniels. I was born in Detroit, Michigan, raised in Pontiac, Michigan, and moved back and forth from Florida to live with family during the summertime, as well as graduated from Oak Ridge High School. I had my daughter. My daughter was born in '92 in Orlando, Florida. My love, my heart, my ride or die chick. She was everything to me. And her name was Sade Dixon. I love my daughter. She had two beautiful kings, Deshawn and Titus Dixon. She was my world. My best friend. You just can't have another best friend. We grew up together. There's so many things that I can say about my beautiful queen because she was just my everything. And I loved her to death. On December the 13th of 2016, my daughter was murdered at the steps of my house by Markeith Lloyd. He also injured my son, Ronald, almost paralyzing him for life. He came here on a domestic dispute after my daughter left him that Sunday morning. Everything was hunky-dory, but I guess he felt as though he couldn't control her from here. And then the night it happened, I just got home from taking a test. He came to the door. He got my son's attention to have Sade come outside. So me and my husband was upstairs with Titus, bathing, taking a shower, getting ready for the next day. And I didn't even know he was here until later on when I was going back upstairs with Titus to put him to bed. I glanced and seen his car outside, and I seen my son and my daughter standing against my car talking, because Ron was the communicator. He communicates peacefulness. He's never been a violent person. So he was out there to diffuse the situation and have her come inside. By the time they got to the door was locked, and he went to commence to shooting my children. He shot my son first. I never heard the knock on the door, the doorbell ring, or anything. Just the fact that the gunshots. I jumped up out of the bed. I ran downstairs to find both of my kids laying in front of my door, bleeding to death. And then he decided he wanted to take 4 more shots at me and my son, Dominique, and drove off. It was a traumatic night. I performed CPR on my daughter. I knew my son was breathing because he was moaning, and I just told him to hold on. But my daughter wasn't saying anything. And find out that as we're pumping her, we're pumping the blood out of her body because he had 2 bullets to her heart. So she didn't survive. She died on the scene. It was hard. And I vowed that I told her I would never ever let this ever happen again. At the time, it wasn't Sheriff Mina, it was Chief Mina, and he was over OPD. And it was Sheriff Demmons, and there was no leadership. My case was, okay, let's collect the evidence. We got the phone. Yes, he texted her. Oh, we're going to put up a $5,000 reward for anybody who sees him. But there was no urgency in my case. I think they watched me and my husband more than they looked for him, thinking that we were going to go out and hunt him down, kill his family or whatever. But there was no leadership. They kind of like put us on a black-on-black crime. It's not irrelevant to be solved. And until January, almost 30 days to the exact day that my daughter died, when he was in the Walmart and he killed Officer Clayton. that there became an urgency of this case. And not to say that blue lives don't matter, because they do. My brother-in-law is a law enforcement, but he blatantly killed her, stood over her and killed her. And that's when it became an urgency that blue, oh, now we need to get this man, because now you done touched one of us. It became an all-out, shut the city down, manhunt for this man, when it should have been that when he killed my daughter at my doorstep, because he was bold enough to come to my doorstep and do this. So during the time of the manhunt, and we were immediately evacuated out of our house because they thought he was coming here. SWATs was all in the house. I gave them the key just in case he came. They had to search the house and everything else. And while I was told to go to a safe place, the only safe place there was the hospital. So I went to the hospital with my son and my grandbabies to be safe. And during the time they was doing the press conference, and Regina Hill tried to tell Mina who I was. She wanted me up there with them to validate that, hey, I told y'all to be looking for this man. And Mina kind of just shunned me off like I was nobody. If you would have did your job the first time, you would have found him. If you would have collaborated with Orange County Sheriff along with OPD, none of this would have happened, and Clayton would have still been alive today. Joe Lopez doesn't have a political agenda. Like most of the people that's in office, they have a political agenda. Joe Lopez does not have a political agenda. He's for the people. He reached out to me to hear my story so he can show me how he can do justice and how he can bring back our community. There's such a division in our city, and I believe Joe will be that glue to hold our city together. I am Stephanie Dixon-Daniels, and I endorse Joe Lopez for Orange County Sheriff because he is for the people.